So we talked about cyberbullying, we talked about chained wives, and now I think it's about time to turn to merrier subject matters, such as this comedy, for example. Now, isn't this a pretentious title? Everything's gonna be okay. Isn't it something that we tell ourselves when nothing seems to be okay? And what is okay anyway? To me, this is probably the most interesting question that the series raises. Is there such a thing as a normal life, a normal relationship, a normal family? And how do we achieve it? The family that is at the center of this series, everything's gonna be okay, is far from conventional. In fact, it might even seem too unconventional, if anything. The family consists of two teenage sisters, Genevieve and Matilda, and their half brother Nicholas, that are being raised by a single dad. Nicholas cannot build much of a rapport with his half sisters, with whom he shares his dad's house in Los Angeles. So he decides to leave for Australia, where his mother resides. Just as Nicholas is about to hit the road, his dad informs him that he has terminal cancer and would like Nicholas to be the legal guardian of Genevieve and Matilda after his death, if the girls agree, of course. And after some negotiation, they do. So after his dad's death, Nicholas is left to juggle his responsibilities as a guardian of his two teenage half-sisters, Matilda, who is on the autism spectrum, and Genevieve, who has anger management issues. On top of that, a budding romance with his new boyfriend, Alex, who was supposed to be just a one-night fling. And of course himself, a grown man, Nicholas, who has been avoiding growing up all his life. This is a coming-of-age situation for absolutely all the characters of the series. Although Nicholas seems to be the character that has to do most of the learning in the course of the series, other characters also have a thing or two to learn. Matilda, the autistic sister, learns that exploring her sexuality and following her dreams is not the same for her as for her peers that are not autistic. Genevieve, the angry sister, learns that being less angry with others starts being less angry with herself. Alex, the new boyfriend, learns that accepting his partner the way he is means accepting all the people that make him the way he is. The series provides us with a fresh perspective on so many things: relationships, parenting, sexuality, disability, grief, and just being a part of the society in general. Nicholas's family, in fact, is a small prototype of a society that is unapologetically diverse. And I'm using the word prototype very deliberately, as the family life portrayed in the series does seem a little bit like a social experiment. Can all these people that are so different from each other and so new to the social roles that they have just taken on survive without killing each other or splitting up? On the surface, the situation seems like a perfect premise for a comedy. But comedy, to me, is not the strongest element of the series. Yes, the story is told in a fast pace that is usually characteristic to comedy, and the characters deliver a few very funny punchlines now and then. But the humorous effect of the dialogue and the quirkiness of the characters give in to the drama that accompanies the earnest efforts of all these characters to get through a day in one piece. So what is okay to a family that seems to be set up for not being okay from the get-go? First of all, giving each other enough space to express themselves. Nicholas might not know much about talking to school principals, cooking, driving, or any other typical parenting skill. But he knows how to ask essential questions, such as, what do you want? Or how do you feel? And these simple questions make all the difference for Nicholas and his loved ones. They create space for an honest conversation, negotiation, adjustment, and acceptance. Sometimes the conversation might seem superfluous, but it eventually leads to genuine and deep understanding of all the characters. The space that in the series is designed for understanding the characters rather than judging or labeling them, builds a true friendship between the characters and the audience of the series. And who wouldn't want to watch their friends' joys and struggles that take them from Los Angeles all the way to New York City and back? The experiment that is Nicholas's family reveals that diversity can definitely be a lot of fun, but it also is definitely a lot of work. And there are equal shares of both in the series. And that makes it educating and entertaining at the same time. Check out Everything's Gonna Be Okay and stay tuned for more comedy coverage in just a few days. Bye.